Hello, everyone. This is Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to Today in Bitcoin. Today is June the 1st, 2017. This is home of long-term cryptocurrency thinking, golden hold, be in motion, healthy mindset. This is the must-stop place to keep up with Bitcoin and cryptocurrency current events. Hey, and you might notice the current event of the day is that Amanda could not show up at the last second. We will try to arrange for her to be here next week to talk about Dash. Amanda Johnson was supposed to be on the show, but I'm here, and this is the first show of the day. We're going to have another one at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the Ask Me Anything. Please, if you want to jump in line there, you can email me at adam@tresorhelp.com. Send over a tip. You'll definitely get your questions answered. Or you can email my intern. Yes, we have an intern here now. We'll get into that in a second. Thank you for the Ethereum. And remember, I can come to your city, people. Talk in your city. Just let's arrange it. Email me, email the intern. Have an event. I'll come. We'll figure out some compensation, fly me out, et cetera, et cetera. This stuff is happening. It's great. To remind everyone of the schedule again, we got a 3:30 show today. Then tomorrow, 10:30 in the morning Eastern Standard Time is going to be the This Week in Bitcoin. Ansel Lindner will be on. And Saturday, we're going to talk ASIC Boost with Rocky. And the Saturday show, what time is that at 2 p.m.? Eastern Standard Time. Well, I'll remind everyone as it gets closer. Remember to check out the links below to all my past shows. It's just some past shows recently. Crush the Street was great. It's getting a lot of hits. Obviously, this site, this channel is growing an incredible amount to a point where we now have a Disrupt Meister intern. You can email clark@disruptmeister.com if you want to talk to me and set up something. Clark is there to handle all of the intern type of things that we need help with. And most important is we need another intern. This channel needs another intern. So if you want to be an intern here, if you want to be a Disrupt Meister intern, if you want to pound that like button, get a chance to come on air and scream it with me, pound that like button, because Clark will make some appearances, hopefully. Email clark@disruptmeister.com. He's going to handle the process of going through the applications to be the other intern. You could be anywhere in the world. Just tell me, show that you're proactive and you're positive and that you know what the show is all about. So email clark@disruptmeister.com. Welcome aboard, Clark. And we are just growing here. Lots of positive energy in the air. I mean, this is what the Bitcoin space is about. This is about what cryptocurrency is about. We're just growing. Hey, and remember, if you want a t-shirt like this, you want to get your crypto, go to cryptohwwallet.com and you can get your storage devices. We're going to get into in a second what is up with storage devices. Oh my God, someone had a horrible Coinbase horror story that really is, it could have been avoided by the person. It's not Coinbase's fault. It's the guy. Obviously, you got to take personal responsibility, but we'll get into that in a second. Anyway, the space is growing so fast. I am getting some wild questions emailed to me, and and I'm getting asked a lot of the same questions over and over again. But so I want to repeat some things because there are a lot of new people here. Pound that like button. There's 70 live viewers here in the middle of the day. That's pretty good for whatever time it is. It's 12 noon back in Baltimore. So cloud mining. Oh, I'm in Cyprus. I'm not going to live here forever. That was a question also. No, I'm going back to the United States and then I'll be in Hong Kong. I travel all over the world. I don't have a permanent home anymore. I own a house in Baltimore though. But that's the lifestyle, man. And we'll get into that at the end. Hey, so yeah, cloud mining. Don't do cloud mining. People ask about cloud mining. Don't do it. You're better. They even admit it. Well, most of them are scams, first of all. But if you just hold on to your Bitcoin, instead of trying to make more Bitcoin off of your Bitcoin, you'll do better because you're not going to make more Bitcoin off your Bitcoin by letting somebody else hold it for you. It's just makes no sense. The risk is insane. You hold your own Bitcoin. Anyway, do not keep your coins, any of your coins, on an exchange. These exchanges can disappear. I don't want to scare anyone, but Poloniex could just shut down tomorrow if they wanted to. There's nothing stopping them. In fact, since they're sort of in the gray area right now, the United States government could just shut them down, and they would shut down. They would do exactly what the government tells them to do. Under that, though, they'd probably refund you, maybe, but you'd be without your coins for a while. You don't want to be in that inconvenience. Don't give out your private key. A lot of people are saying, what? Why would anyone do that? Someone contacted me recently and sent me what they thought was their private key, at least. Don't do that. If someone has your private key, they can steal all of your Bitcoin. Don't trust anyone but yourself with your private key if you happen to know your private key. All right. So have a strong hand also, people. We're going to be through ups and downs here in cryptocurrency, in Bitcoin land, okay? I just find it fascinating. Every time Bitcoin has a bad day, even when it's to 2,400, people will start to worry, like, what should I do? You shouldn't do anything. Doing stuff only hurts you. Having long-term, just hold. If you try to sell and then buy back, you're going to regret it. There are taxes involved. It's not that easy. 95% of traders lose all their money or lose a lot of money. I don't know what the statistic is. Anyway, follow me on Twitter also. A lot of people will have questions about that. It is listed below in the notes section. Always check out the notes section below. That's where I give the links to my cryptocurrency addresses if you want to support the channel, or if you just want to see all what I'm talking about in these videos. The articles that I mention are always linked to below. And it takes time to do that. So I'd appreciate it if you click on them. I mean, you'll learn a lot. But at TechBalt, TechBalt is my Twitter. Follow me there. Throughout the day, I'm always tweeting out the best stuff from people that I follow, really good Bitcoin cryptocurrency guys. I mean, I'm giving them all the props in the world. They are awesome dudes, the people that I retweet. And you can learn a lot. I mentioned them here, and I'm going to mention one right now. Tor Demister, who has been on the show before, he's got a tweet out there. It says, Ethereum might have some issues coming up with ICOs and network congestion, whereas Ethereum Classic has a good story and stock market accessible. All right. Now the point is that Barry Silbert, he's a big guy behind Ethereum Classic. Dude, I think that dude is just lurking out there, ready for there to be an Ethereum mess up. And these dudes from Ethereum Classic, the supporters are just going to jump all over Ethereum. Right or wrong, they're going to do it. And just the minute Ethereum slips up on something, and Ethereum is being spread wide and far now. I mean, these ICOs being built on top of it, and a lot of the hype. When you're that high up on the totem pole, people are going to try to shoot you down. You're going to have a mistake. Don't be surprised that if there is a little slip or a big slip, it's not going to probably be the Bitcoin people pounding that like button on Ethereum. It'll be the Ethereum Classic people coming out of the woodwork. Silbert is lurking. I mean, this thing is like planned perfectly. The confusion, people will be like, well, wait a second, maybe this is the real Ethereum. You ain't seen nothing yet, I'm feeling. So $2,400, Bitcoin is back up there again, which is cool because there were some people who are like, oh God, it's going to go over 2,000. And hey, it might still. You got to have a strong hand and be ready to pound that like button. But it's clear that today was June the 1st. China allowed Bitcoin and Litecoin withdrawals again, and that just caused a big fervor. People started selling, people started buying, people were trying to get value out of China any way they can. So it brought up the price to 2,400. Now it's coming back down. So it's probably calming down. So I don't like to talk about China that much, but it's clear that today, at least, maybe some of it was by the rumor on China too, that there was some price action in Bitcoin and in Litecoin, if you care about Litecoin, that involved China. So speaking of Litecoin, Chinese markets account for over 50% of Litecoin volume. That was today a thread on Reddit that I linked to below. So obviously, yeah, there was a lot of Chinese activity today. There's another thread on there, and it is Litecoin useless after Bitcoin implements SegWit. So if you go to that thread, people give reasons why Litecoin will not be useless after Bitcoin implements SegWit. So because there's a lot of people who think that, and the price has been going down, not that today it went up, but people are worried about Litecoin. So they give some reasons. I think, what is the market going to say though? Is the market so blind that they're like, well, the SegWit will be implemented, let's panic sell Litecoin? I don't know. Or will Litecoin have a story by the time SegWit is implemented? A story like, we're going to be the test net for this aspect of Bitcoin now. Something maybe anonymous, something anonymous. I mean, I'm just pulling. I know Charlie Lee had mentioned that on the show before. I don't want to put words in his mouth though. So, I mean, it's up to Litecoin to bring their own story to light so the market doesn't panic. But we'll see. You can check out that thread, and maybe you'll learn something and see the strategy that's maybe going to go on, or plan ahead if you're a Litecoin person. Again, I only tell people to buy and hold Bitcoin. These other things are risky. You don't know how they're going to end, and there's so many factors involved here. Here's a tweet, and it's an Ethereum tweet. First time I met someone tonight that knows about Ethereum and not Bitcoin. Well, that's a new one. I'm sure all the Ethereum people are just loving that. That is interesting. That's really interesting. I don't know this guy, but clearly there's a sector now, people who are trying to get in on all this, that are just, maybe he's an ICO dude. I don't know. I just thought that's really, really interesting. I'm just typing something. Hey, so here's a story about why you need a Trezor, or just not to store your Bitcoin or any coin at Coinbase. And someone before brought up to me like, well, the FDIC or something insures Coinbase. So if it were to ever go out of business, you would be compensated. So what's the point of, storing? You can just store your stuff at Coinbase, is fine. Well, here's the case of why you don't want to do that. And it's not Coinbase's fault. It is this guy's fault. He should take responsibility. But how to lose $8,000 worth of Bitcoin in 15 minutes with Verizon and Coinbase. I linked to it. So basically, someone, if you have two-factor authentication, and apparently if you have Verizon and they figured it all out, this guy was very public that he was storing coins at Coinbase. He was storing Litecoin, Ethereum, and Bitcoin. $8,000 total worth of that over there. Not in the vault, just storing it out there. And he had a tweet, and so someone figured out he had Verizon, called Verizon. Verizon, with their great customer service, switched his phone to the robbers' control. So the guy got in with the phone and stole everything. So FDI, so what Coinbase is FDI insured? They got broken into. They're not compensating the guy. The guy wants to sue Verizon. The guy admits that if he had a hardware device, this would not have happened, and a few other things. He gives some tips. It's a really good article. I advise all of you read it. I advise all of you avoid this situation. Do not keep your, it's not a happy story. Losing $8,000 is not fun. Just check out the story, but get yourself a Trezor, get yourself a Ledger Nano, get yourself something, use the links below. There's, it's a serious thing. Don't try to make an excuse, or you might end up like this guy. So, I mean, what else can I say? So I stumbled upon a MGTOW video, actually, that Vention MGTOW, the great Bitcoin MGTOW guy, had actually commented on, and I linked to it below. And you might not agree with the MGTOW lifestyle. You might not be a guy, although like 95% of the people watching this are. But it's about living a minimalist lifestyle, and it's something that I talk about a lot. And again, if you lower your level of consumerism, if you just stop buying so many nonsense things out there, you can, first of all, you can get more Bitcoin. You can, but secondly, you can have your own, you can get rid of your so-called real job and do what I do, just travel around, work for yourself. I think everyone's goal, and this is getting off of Bitcoin a little bit, but it's about independence. Bitcoin is about independence, is building their own brand, building their own business, and not working in this corporate world and having to play by those rules. If you're an independent person, if you want to control your own destiny, try to strive for this individualism, this anti-consumerism. Just save, save, save. Minimalism, I should have said, individualism too. But save, 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 save. The easiest way to save, save, save is by not spending. Because people always ask, well, how am I going to make all this money to start my own business? You're thinking you have the wrong mindset. How am I going to not spend anything? And that will, so I can conserve my wealth. I can quit this job. I can completely different. So it's an interesting video. I don't agree with everything the guy says in the video. I do link to it below, and some women might not like it, or whatever. I think some people will find it very inspiring. Also, I linked to the cryptocurrency edutational channel. I've given him a link before. It's pretty cool. He talks about sitting in the Netherlands, talks to people out there about Bitcoin, what's going on. 154 live viewers. Pound that like button. Also, tomorrow's Friday. Will it be a FUD Friday again? We got to be prepared for that. Always prepare yourself for FUD Friday. Have your strong hand ready. Be prepared that SEC could all of a sudden announce the Winklevoss decision and Bitcoin could drop 300 points. So I'm not saying that it's going to be announced tomorrow. I am saying that they're not going to approve the Winklevi, the ETF. That's been my prediction for a while. But just these things happen on Fridays a lot. So just be prepared. Another story of our times that I guess involves exchanges and Ethereum and everything we've been talking about is if you get one of these coins that's built on top of Ethereum, you can actually send it to people's Ethereum addresses, but always make sure your friend that you might be sending your golem to or your whatever to, he might have given you an Ethereum address that's at the exchange. And thus he doesn't control his private key. And for whatever reason, he might have a lot of Ethereum addresses, but he just gives out this one that it's at an exchange and he immediately converts it to Bitcoin or whatever his reasoning is. Don't send, and same goes, if you have Ethereum Classic and you want to send your friend Ethereum Classic, ask him for his Ethereum Classic address. Don't send it to his Ethereum address because it might go straight to the exchange and then he's going to have a problem because the exchanges just don't convert your Ethereum Classic into Ethereum. It's stuck there for a little bit. And with these new other things like Golem or whatever the heck they are, they're not, it's going to get stuck at the exchange. Again, if you control your own private key, you're in good shape. But again, some people just hold, they give you different addresses. It's always, if you know a person personally, just make sure you're sending them the right coin. Just ask them, say, dude, I'm sending you a surprise. Is it all right if I send it to this address? And they might say, no, here's another address to send it to. I was going to talk about the year 2039. You know why? Because that's probably when the next bubble of anything is going to happen. So I can see why people are impatient and want to participate in this bubble. And also why these bubbles, all sorts of crazy ICO bubbles, .com bubbles, why they happen. Because there's so many young people who've got testosterone flowing through them who were little babies back in 1999, and they can't remember that. So now they're into this, and they're just impatient. So people never remember the last time. I mean, a lot of people do, but not vocal people. So are you ready for the 2039 bubble yet? Or do you just want to, sit back, hold, and just be like, in 10 years, what's 10 years from now? So 2027, I held Bitcoin. I don't have to wait for the next bubble because I didn't lose all my money in the previous bubble. I can just go on my non-bubblicious life. So keep that in perspective when you're thinking about joining a bubble situation versus just simple buy and hold. I don't have any news on the BIP 148. This is again the SegWit thing. I think people should review my last couple of videos. I don't have anything new to add to that. There's only so much things we can say. Let's learn more. It is June the 1st now, not August the 1st. We have 2 months for this SegWit thing. I'm going to bring it up to Ansel Lindner tomorrow on This Week in Bitcoin. So please tune in tomorrow morning at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And remember, use negativity that comes your way to help magnify your voice. At times, obviously, when you put yourself out there in this situation like I do, you get a lot of negativity. You got to be able to manipulate that negativity in a positive way to help build yourself, get more of a notice. Whatever you got to do, you got to twist that negativity into positive stuff. And trust me, I do that. I definitely do that. But sometimes people can overreact or whatever to negativity. It's the human nature. You move on, you turn it into positive stuff, and all of a sudden you got an intern the next day. So we're looking for a second intern. I'm Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Hey, and by the way, Ken Bozak, you keep on going into the chat and saying, hey, Adam, brother, let's talk. I keep mentioning my email address. If you can't find my email address, we're not going to talk. So email me. I've said it a few times, my email address during this program. So I'd love to hear from you. It's always, my email address, everyone, is always listed beneath in the notes section. I make sure to say that. So if you want to talk to me, you want to talk to the intern too, his email is below. I'm Adam Meister, Bitcoin Meister, Disrupt Meister. Remember to subscribe to this channel, like this video, share this video, and do check out the notes section below. Please, people, be careful with smoking marijuana. It really messes your head up. I advise people not to do that. Bad for your short-term memory. That's just your health, my health tip of the day. You can disagree with me if you want to.